Welcome everybody to 2.0 Sim 2.0 round 2.
Round two, yes.
Round 2.
Two-
So
2.0.1 or something.
yeah, exactly. Point 1. So we're uh, back at it again. Last one, I think the last episode I did was pretty close to when you guys kind of called it quits.
Yeah, there was a couple of hours more of trying, but it fell apart for a number of reasons. We were at the game performance limit, and there wasn't any realistic way to improve it.
Yeah.
And the base was struggling because of traffic. The number of trains, frequency of the trains was just insane. We hadn't really factored that in. A lot of the builds we're using vanilla standard builds, which have a train every X minutes, but when you make the build 8 times faster, you need more trains.
Yeah.
Purple Science, if you remember, was always busy with its triple steel deliveries. It just couldn't handle it.
Right.
We did get it to 38,000 SPM, maintained for about 10 minutes. That was about as high as we got. So we took a little break. Then we spent a good week in creative design lab building pretty much a whole new megabase. A lot of the builds are from scratch. And we have gone absolutely insane with the traffic management and the number of tracks. I think it's 600,000 rails for the base.
Oh my god.
665,000.
Extern, you're not going to like it.
I already know I'm not
there's
gonna
there's a lot of trains.
Oh my god. And is this still the 12s or bigger, smaller?
864 trains, yeah.
Jeez.
However, the goal is the same, still 50,000, but this time we are going to make it. And we have a couple of things to our advantage. The big change from round 1 to 2 is the mods. We have the EM Plant and the Foundry have been modded in. I think you've done a spotlight on the EM Plant.
Yeah.
And you'll do the Foundry soon, right?
Yeah, my understanding was
Yes.
it was still even more janky though, so but maybe it's fixed now.
It's pretty good. If you use our one, it allows some features that are not out yet, but they're on the way.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. So that they help a lot because they have productivity built in. They're faster, so we can have more. Our green circuit build, for example, is capable of doing 1 million green circuits a minute. We tested it.
Holy cow. So this is like all the green circuits for the base, or is this just
All
one?
the green all the green circuits will be made in one build, and it will do 1 million a minute.
Dang. Yeah, because they can use the implant, so
It's another big help will be the foundries. We have the melting of the metals, so the iron ore can be melted into a liquid, and we're going to do that on site at the outpost, and then transport the ore via a liquid tanker as if it was an oil outpost.
right.
And that gives us faster unloading and loading because pumps are much faster than inserters. It's also a huge saving on UPS not having to load and unload all this stuff when the pumps can just do it.
Right, and it's
I'll
probably
be
less
back.
It's probably less trains too, because
Yes,
the liquid transport's a much higher quality.
Yeah, it's 20. For the settings, we've had to guess the ratios. I picked a number that I feel is balanced for the current play because we're not exactly sure what the ratio of ore to liquid and liquid to casting is. So I've guessed at 1 to 10, which gives the tankers a 25% boost to standard ore, so as an incentive to do it.
Okay.
But we do have to deliver calcite to the furnace, to the foundries to do the melting. So that's going to be a fun new logistics puzzle when we get there.
Right. Oh yeah, because you need the calcite to then do it.
Yeah, yeah. So it's gonna be similar to how you would deliver acid to a uranium patch to do the uranium mining, whatever sort of logistics you do for that. I think it'd be something similar. So that's probably the closest reference we've got at the moment.
Right. Now, so are there calcite patches or?
No. So what we've done, if you check the Foundry tech,
Right.
and then you'll see what it unlocks. So it unlocks the Foundry. It also unlocks a Vulcanus mining probe, which is something we've just made up,
Right.
and it costs a bunch of materials that we think are the sort of things that you might have to send to space to support Vulcanus, and then it returns calcite back in the satellite launch. So we're not really simulating the Vulcanus bit, we're simulating the back at home bit, and we'll get to the Vulcanus in Real 2.0.
You just have to use your imagination that a rocket's been sent, probes come back with the stuff in it.
Right, with the stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So we can get used to receiving calcite from a building, the drop building, and then take that to the outpost, which is the bit I want to get used to.
For sure. Sweet.
So that's one other big change to the playthrough is we have the stacking inserter with stack size 16.
Finally, yes.
Finally, yes.
I'm not stacking.
But it doesn't stack on the belts, and the drills don't do the belty bit, but the inserter has the stack size 16, which is good enough for now.
Yeah, I mean, that still helps a ton.
It helps a lot, yeah.
Don't use belts anyway, right? So we'll be using it for the stack size 16, not for the stacking on the belt, because there's no belts.
Exactly.
Yeah, and just for clarification, I'm going to be calling it the stacking inserter, so that we know the difference between that and today's vanilla stack inserter.
Oh yeah, that's
because they're the same name. But yeah, and you'll notice that we're researching them now. They even are called in the game stacking inserters.
Right.
Just try and cut down on confusion.
That makes sense. So with the quality then, since we're going to be doing liquid, are we going to be still mining with quality modules for ore, or are you just going to not do that until you... So how's that going to work?
So the plan is you'll have drill that will output a variety of ores that will go into a box directly. There will be a foundry next to the box that will do melting to liquid. The box will be sorted, and a filter inserter will take normal ore out of the box and put it into the foundry melted liquid pipe tanker taken away. Anything green, blue, or any of that will go onto a belt and get picked up by the quality ore trains like before.
And then it went through a normal smelting process.
And because there's no quality liquids, so the quality ore has to be smelted as ore. If it's melted, you would just get liquid iron, and there'd be no point having the quality modules in the first place.
Right. I forget, did the devs confirm that there is no quality liquid, or they just haven't said?
Yeah, it was in I forget which Friday Facts.
Okay.
To be fair, they've confirmed that there's no acid, petro, and all that liquids.
Right. Well, yeah.
We don't technically know if there's no quality or liquids. It wouldn't make sense for that to
be.
But
they haven't expressly said about liquid iron as a whole yet, right? From ore, only from magma.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because you wouldn't really get it from ore, actually, in 2.0, I don't think. Or would you? Yeah,
it's a separate recipe, because we've seen the foundry recipes, and it looks like
right. Okay, yeah.
Liquid iron. But they haven't done an actual piece talking about it.
Well, we do know that we can melt ores because Kovacs in the interview did say that you can do in, and it takes 50 calcite to melt 1,000 R or something like that.
Oh yeah, in his interview that wasn't in English.
Oh, I don't think I read that part of the transcription.
Well, it wasn't. Yeah, no, it was there in that summary that person did in the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is day 3 of this playthrough for us. Where you're late.
I am late. Yeah. Well,
We are.
I mean, I do feel bad I'm late, but also the early game is like not really different. I don't think so.
I know, but I wanted you to see the very start because the spawn ores were sadness.
Oh, they were really bad.
They were really bad. So I picked a crash site because on the preview it had a lot of iron and copper local, which was good because we planned a tiny base that was twice the size of the last one. But unfortunately, there was no coal. Our spawn coal was 1,200 units in the ground.
Oh my
And
god.
that was it. That was all we could find in this. If you look on the map, this continent that we're in now, that was the only coal. It was 1,200. So we had like 15 people cutting trees.
Oh, that sounds fun.
and brave explorers were sent out in search of coal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even see really any much else, even through what's been explored. I mean, there's a bit.
There was coal here,
Oh,
but it got burned into power.
yeah.
And there was another one to the left of it that also got burned into power.
I mean, I see like a few patches, but they're really not that good.
No, I've also lowered the ore richness again from last time because last time was too easy still.
Oh my god.
So I'll post the new ore settings in the comments again.
Sounds good. That's... Yeah, this does make it harder, huh?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Gives you something to do.
Yeah. Another change to the style that we're doing is we're skipping a step. This starter base is got a lot more work to do because we're not going to do the mid-game bit where we build the mega base builds sort of separate to where they're actually going and then move them into position later. We're going to skip all that.
Okay.
We're actually building the mega base where we are now. We're still, in fact, we've started. This solar over here is in the correct place, we hope.
Oh, interesting.
So it's actually going to be right here. The spawn crash ship will be in the middle of the base. And we're going to sort of build it around us.
Right, so I assume you're going to have to landfill quite a bit, though. Or will it fit?
We always do because we want the oil section of it in a lake so that we can have the offshore pumps exactly where we need them, like right into the refineries, so you don't have to transport water.
Right. Is there a different plan at all for the quality base because of how like grindy it was last time?
Yeah, so a couple of things. We've built a whole new quality base, and it has some direct assistance from the trains to cut down on bot movement, because that was what was undermining us last time. So a lot of the green material is handled by trains now.
Okay.
Just to reduce bot movement. It's bigger than the last one, of course.
Yeah.
Because that was another problem as well. We were stretching the limit of quality base because the main big base was generating so much ore that 10% of that was quality ore, and the quality base couldn't handle 10% of the big base's ore, and it needed to get bigger, but the bots couldn't handle it, so putting more work on them was only making it worse, and we were just in a death spiral. So this one is bigger to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
It's also going to be inside the mega base, which will help traffic and be easier, because if you remember, that run from the mega base to the quality base was a bit of a drag.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To keep going to get the modules, so now we've designed it into the mega base. Kind of by accident, because the mega base is so big, there was actually room in the middle of it to fit the quality base. So, oops.
And five starter bases.
Jeez.
In fact, if this base measured from like here to here and it didn't have the belt sort of at the top stretching it, it would actually fit in the gaps between the megabase.
That's insane.
Thank you.
The sense of scale is like totally thrown off.
Yeah, and when I held the megabase, I think it just about fits. In fact, I'll put it in game blueprints. There's a section of wall in game blueprints on the right hand side. That is a rough indicator outline of the base.
Not
Not
my
including the
lord.
solar panels.
I mean, this is like the whole
Map.
map. I mean, you gotta landfill all these lakes.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the whole map.
Yeah. And that's not including the solar panels. That green line is where the solar panels start.
Oh, okay.
They go, the
I'll
rings
be
of solar
back.
around it go beyond that.
That's
Yeah.
a little
We
crazy.
went absolutely insane with rails. I accidentally ordered a quadruple size outer ring than last time from rail department.
I'm sure they were thrilled with that.
Well, we didn't even notice until it was done. It was like, actually, this is 4 times bigger, not twice as big.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know this and I didn't measure it, but that was on our own.
Overruled. It was the workforce against Will. Will wanted it bigger. The workforce didn't, so it got bigger.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. The advantage of building it on top of ourselves is that the area is already going to be cleared out because the early game will eat all of these outposts and all of the rails will move beyond it, and we'll have a nice clean area in which to work without having to clear an area first. Downside is that our starter base that we're in now is going to be in the way, and it's got to build the mega base. So at some point, there's going to be a leap of faith where we probably have no base.
Yeah, I mean that's like a pretty common thing. So
Yeah, we normally alleviate it by just building somewhere else, but to mix things up a bit, we're going to build it on top of ourselves.
yeah, just gotta make sure you're prepared.
How many ore patches does the rail network cost? Oh god.
Yeah, that's a good question. A scary question,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So where are we at? We're at starter base has been up and running for about 8 hours now. Still sort of starting up. We're strangled by power. We cannot power the beacons that I need. I've sneaked a couple in, but we are struggling. We're using the coal-fired power plants that are up here, which we used last time, but we're using them in much greater numbers than we did last time. In building an emergency 8th power plant now.
oh my god.
No, there's enough uranium on the map now if you sprout trees and the big mining rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're starting the uranium collection to do nuclear. We're also starting the solar on the right-hand side. Just basically any method of making power is being used because I desperately need more.
I mean, the fact that you're doing like almost a gigawatt with steam is pretty crazy.
Is it?
Well,
Is it?
I mean, to put it in perspective, I'm usually done with steam at like 200 megawatts at most.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's only running the starter base.
Yeah, that's true. Starter base is only 1.2 gigawatts.
Yeah. Is that not normal? I don't know anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems reasonable. I mean, resource-wise, I'm looking at all these lines. Things look pretty satisfied, at least, for now.
Yeah, we're also on a bit of a module crunch, you know how it is.
Mm.
We're getting modules to make it bigger.
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure what the bottleneck is. It was low density for about an hour. Looks like it's blue circuits now.
Not surprising.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I forgot one more other big change. Come see the rocket silo. It's over here. Got one other key change from the last version.
Ooh.
Go check out the rocket silo.
Alright. What?
The inside, the recipe.
Oh.
Blue circuits now
Blue circuits. Okay, to match the actual 2.0.
to match the actual 2.0.
Nice.
Press F to pay your respects to the RCU.
Yes.
It was with us for 6 years and 3 days since it was introduced. We looked it up. Version 15 came out 6 years and 3 days ago. If you was here on time, it would have been 6 years to the day.
Of course. I would have dropped everything
Totally
to be
not
here on time if I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
the
man.
RCU was added in version 15 and we had it simulated for the version 15 sim, and now we're simulating not having it.
Yeah.
We've gone full circle.
Exactly.
Although it technically still does exist because it's still in the Spidertron remote. Because, whoops.
Yeah, whoops. Oh well, that's fine. I can't believe it's been that long since 015.
Yeah, we looked it up. I said it had been about 6 years. We looked at version 15. It was the 24th of May, 2017.
Wow.
Or was it 18? I forget. 6 years.
18 maybe, I think. But yeah.
So a month yet then before it's 6 years.
May? No, April.
I was going to
The
say
4th. It was the 4th.
Fourth.
Month.
Okay.
April, yeah.
April. I don't know when it is. I don't even know what day of the week it is.
I think just right of you there's some new buildings going in.
Oh, come see an EM plant.
Ooh.
Very fancy graphics.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just
Imagination is required.
yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be good. So he's gonna make modules.
Yeah, the prod ones for purple science.
Nice. Man, I'm like,
50% built-in prod.
yeah, I was just about to say, I'm pretty astonished that the devs did that. I never thought we would have a day where there'd be any possibility of getting productivity when making modules.
Well, so I'm guessing they wanted these buildings to be good, right? So they gave them the 50% productivity bonus. But once you do that, there is like, there's nothing different about that building. It just has 50% productivity always, and the recipe just takes them. Actually, no magic being done. It's just that normally those recipes can't get a product module, so there's no way to get a productivity on that machine. But because it's inherent to the machine, it just works.
Right.
I'm kind of worried. They're giving us all this stuff as we're going from our best of 8k SPM to 50k SPM.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried what we don't know yet.
Like, as in, like, how much more crazy stuff they'll add, or like how
Well,
hard things are gonna be.
How hard things are, because there are some. There's one more science pack, right, that we know nothing about. So there's the three that we know: the orange, the lime, and the pink, and we know quite a bit about two of them. We've got one more planet to go, but then there's the final planet with another science pack. All we know is its existence.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that science pack going to cost? I'm scared of that one. We barely know of its existence, but it was only some V said in Discord that there was 12 science packs in total, something, or one more than we know about now.
Right.
And I'm worried, and I think that one is for us megabases and the infinite techs.
I think
Yeah,
so.
well, he literally called it post endgame science.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that
how
would
expensive is that going to be? Is that going to undermine everything?
I mean, I would kind of think so if it's post in game, which is what he said. I mean, that kind of indicates to me it's like, yeah, this is for you insane people who have literally pushed things as far as they can go. Here's something insanely expensive you can make.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see you overkill this.
Yeah. And to be fair, we don't really even know how expensive the other science packs will be. Like, we generally know, like, they'll probably take
We know
stuff
that-
from the planet, but, like, we don't know exactly how expensive they'll actually make it.
Yeah. I would figure not too bad.
I am curious, though, if, like, the one from the lightning planet is going to require holmium or whatever that's, like, super scarce.
I would imagine it would. That's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
I think it's fair to assume that the Vulcanus one would need tungsten. So yeah, I think they'd all would need the resources unique to that planet,
They
which
have
forces
to,
you to make it on that planet.
Yeah, they have to do that. So you have the challenge to make it there, or do send the material that they can require somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense to make it there, so you're not, because it condenses it, theoretically. The resources to transfer. So the mention of October release is, I think it's exciting because I'm just happy
October
that it's
the
not like a
latest.
6-month delay.
Yeah.
Is really, I think, my main takeaway from that.
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with it because a summer release, I get really hot here and it's uncomfortable, and I don't like streaming playing games when it's really hot. I get really hot in the flats, and the fact is moving into autumn, that's okay with me. On the flip side, I want it now and I don't want to wait, but
Yeah, me too.
it's and a date, right? We have something to go on, October at the latest, which is better than about a year, 6 months ago or something. So it's like, well, yeah, it seems a lot more set in stone.
Yeah, I think this far into things, I don't think Kovrex would have said that if it were still really up in the air.
Yeah, I think they're pretty sure now. Also, it means we get more Friday facts.
Yeah, that too. These,
And it kind of made my mind up as well, because we were just about to start planning when that announcement of October came out. We were like, oh, we're definitely going again then, because if an announcement had come out and it was actually like 2 months sooner,
right.
I'd have probably been like, is it worth it? But as we got to October, yeah, sure, let's do round 2 and get used to a 4x4 machine, which, that took some head twisting.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a 4x4 and the Foundry's 5x5 with some unusual pipe connections, and so I've got a spare one up here. We set it to blue circuits. It's offset one to the side because obviously the assembler's the middle one, but on 4 and then when it rotates, it's like the tanks, the connection sort of moves to.
Yeah.
And that took some.
They should be
twisting.
able to flip them in after the 2.0.
Yeah, we should be able to flip to have it on the other one.
That's true. It's kind of odd that the Foundry is a different size than the EM plant.
Yeah, and there's still that third building that we don't know about, which will probably feature in round 3 of the 2.0 sim.
It'll probably be a different size again.
Yeah,
Great.
probably different.
I mean, there's not
Six by
much
7.
more different sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you start going
3
that
by
weird.
4 or something. Yeah.
Something horrible.
I mean, to be fair, they've already started with the recycle as a 2 by 3.
Mm-hmm. And there are 1 by
Oh.
2s pumps. Offshore pumps are a bit of a weird size with their actual hitbox.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some odd stuff. I think steam engines are longer than they are wider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
3.
Oh, but
Silos used to be
I'm
an
not sure.
L-shaped.
we've
No, I don't
seen
want an
this.
L-shaped building. No,
No,
no, Beastar, no, no L-shaped buildings.
I like my
Or
squares.
donut shape with a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah.
L-shape might not be too bad because you might be able to fit it around beacons.
Oh God,
I'm just picturing, like, we're just going to be playing Tetris.
Tetris.
Literally. Like, can you put these two L shapes and then, like, an assembler in the middle with, like...
Yeah, but in Tetris, when you fix it all together, doesn't it disappear?
Yeah.
I don't want to. And it fits. We've done it. We win. It disappears. Oh.
Oh, that's not allowed.
Yeah, speaking of the recycler, they actually confirmed that quality is a hard requirement for Space Age. Because the recycler is a requirement for Space Age. Because of the scrap on Fulgura.
Wait, why do you need quality to use a recycler, though?
Because the recycler is part of quality, and you need the recycler to recycle the scrap at Fulgura, so they've... It was on, I think, Discord or somewhere they said that quality will be a hard requirement for Space Age.
Oh.
Because they're all separate mods, and like with the real quality. And
Mm-hmm.
so you can enable quality but not Space Age, but you cannot enable Space Age but not quality.
I mean, that's fine. I don't ever plan to play without quality, so...
Yeah, same. It will be all of it. I've not waited all this time
Turn it off.
to turn it off. Yeah, why would you play without features of the game? It's just
Yeah, right. I agree. I am really curious what this other building from the other planet is. We haven't seen it.
so. I have a theory.
Yeah.
My theory is, and this is all based on the look of the building, what they've done so far with the other two, and that music. You know, they've done the samples of the music. So they've done. There's 5 sets of music: the space, the 3 specialist planets, home. The final one, no, maybe there's 6. Anyway, one of them, the sounded like a Disney movie type music, like happy bunnies running through a meadow type music.
Right.
I think that is a very liquidy planet, and that music is meant to be like water flowing or something, liquids flowing. So I think the third building is a chemical plant type building, and that planet will be a lot of liquid pipe headaches. Probably when they were playtesting it recently is why they brought in that filtered pump.
That's a good thought. You know,
They've probably been playtesting that third planet recently because we haven't heard about that one yet. So that's probably coming in Friday Facts soonish.
Mm-hmm.
And
What about the unmentioned 4th secret building on the 4th planet?
I have no information on that. So
Yeah. So I mean, there's a 4th planet. We don't necessarily know there's a new building with it, right? Or
It was teased.
Wasn't?
Was it?
Yeah, it was the one where it was hidden in the bottom left corner of that slider picture. There's 5, including the 3 new ones, the centrifuge, and then there's one we'd never seen before. I can find it.
Yeah,
and now we will
I
have to go back
remember
and read all the
that,
Friday Facts again.
I remember the sliding thing you're talking about, but I don't remember seeing a brand new
Do you
one.
remember the Firefox number?
No, I gotta look.
I think it was
I'll take a shot in the dark and say it was 395.
It's 401.
Okay.
401. Oh. New terrain, new planet. Yeah, I do remember the slider, but was it? Okay, so we have the centrifuge, the foundry, the EM plant, some yellow thing, and then the thing on the bottom. Yeah, you're right.
The bottom one, I think, is the teased holiday one from 2 years ago. I think it's the middle one's the fourth unknown.
Yeah. I can't even, it's so blurry and small. I can't even tell what that would be. Am I okay to expand blue circuits, or we want to keep it this size for now?
No, you can go. Module grind is over. Right, I didn't use the modules that you sent me because my beeper didn't beep at me. But I've been waiting for them. I didn't know there was any. We had a beeper to tell me when to use more modules and I could expand, but I think because he changed to EM Plant's module making,
Right.
I wasn't informed.
I think I'll post him soon be able to. Oh, are we out of oil?
Oh dear.
Oil's been fine. I don't want another crisis.
Well, there's one time waiting, but there's no more on the wire.
Yeah, petroleum's hit panic stations and is liquefying.
No,
Oh dear.
we can still expand the refinery because there's still oil for now, but
Oh, I can chuck some better modules at the refineries as well.
and we've been on all beacons. You know, we could make those beacons there. And
We're winning the green prod war as well, down to only 179 required.
Ooh.
It was over 700 earlier.
And yeah, well, I was saying that when I think the coal on iron and copper is looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've seen coal and stone, but don't use much stone, so maybe just worry about the coal a little bit and then worry about the uranium. Because I think nuclear is gonna be how we get faster fast.
Yeah. Also, looking at the ore situation, it's definitely better. Both iron and copper ore trains are full, and the smelters are ready for a pickup, and the trains aren't there loading. So we must be winning the plate war.
There's the biggest and second biggest uranium patch on the map that we've just found.
Oh.
To over 10,000, so that's just that is quarter of the way to Covarex.
Let's see. So I think we're bottlenecked on space science right now, which is probably blue circuits.
Yeah, and I've also, as well as the expansion here, I've upgraded it to prod freeze.
Oh, nice.
So double improvement.
Perfect.
This build is one of the ones where we learned the lessons because we have a solid row of beacons now.
Yeah, I remember the other one was kind of hodgepodge a little bit.
Yeah, more like this style. We still need it in a couple of places, but we was able to get some solid roads on some of them, and then just this blue circuit is actually A8 beaconed. We accidentally made a A8 beacon direct belt, yellow belt fed build.
Yeah, accidentally.
Accidentally, yeah, and got the pipe in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, literally every space is used on this
Every
side.
Yeah.
And bars with small purples.
And yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
Do we have a solid enough steel supply?
wait. Train is 3/4 ready again.
Oh, we are missing wires there, by the way, because it was connected to the inflator boxes that are not in the blueprint. Need to read the first wagon, I think. Put it on now because we would have been over ordering stuff.
And
Let's
yeah,
put down connected.
steel supply is okay for current.
Do you wanna route it to the solar panel build somehow then? This
We need more
Iron
coal
line.
trains. How much coal are we transport? How much coal are you using?
9,000
Train
a
can't
minute.
even unload.